Hello and welcome everyone to WSA-TV. I am Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer of the Women's Speakers Association TV show, where we bring to you every day or every week experts to share their wisdom with you. And I am broadcasting here today from San Diego, California. We have some great speakers today, and why don't we say hello to them? Hey, Gloria.
Hello, Laura. How are you doing? I am in Orlando, Florida today. I am an internet marketing expert and award-winning SEO blogger, and I'm delighted to be here and especially to let folks know about the WSA, because it is been a great resource for me. I love participating in the Facebook group. I get so much great advice from people, and I was able to do a Twitter chat or a speaker chat, and that was awesome too. So it's been a great opportunity. I love being part of this organization.
Well, thanks for being here, Gloria. Let's say hi to Shelby.
Hi, Laura. I'm Shelby Collinge. I'm a thought expert. My website's shelbycollinge.com. I'm here from hot Las Vegas, Nevada, and I too love this group and being part of the Women's Speakers Association. The information, the knowledge, the ability to network with other gals, and instead of having to go out and search something per se, like on Google or another network, just being able to ask friendly faces and get an answer. So it ties in beautifully with helping one another, and I'm just thrilled to be here and look forward to sharing.
We're glad you're here, Shelby, and say hi, Marquesa.
Well, hello.
Hey.
My name is Marquesa Pettway, and I'm excited to be here. Love WSA. I'm here in New York City, so we're a little crazy. I create speakerpreneurs, and when I say that, that means that I help speakerpreneurs create these profitable signature systems, so to make it easier for them to attract, serve, and grow their base. I've always said speaking is the #1 marketing tool, so that's where I come in, teaching entrepreneurs how to use speaking as that tool. And I love WSA. As many of you know, Periscope is hot right now, and I've recently been assigned the task of leveraging Periscope for the WSA community. So I love you guys, and I'm happy to be here.
Hey, we'll be periscoping things like this too. Thank you, Marquesa. We're glad you're here. And Joe, hi.
Hi, everyone. It's Joe Dibblee, and I'm hailing from Victoria, British Columbia. So I'm way north, and it's way hot. It's hot for today, like unseasonably hot, which is wonderful, you know. And I am a breakthrough expert, essentially. I'm someone who has come through some stuff, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I am a speaker. I am an author. And the company is Frock Off, and I'm just showing this to you, so it's not what you think. It's Frock Off. And the reason I say that is because it's about living undisguised. And as far as WSA, oh my gosh. First and foremost, I repeat what everyone has said. And the other, if you are not part of an association in which you say you are an expert, you are somehow misdirected. I'll say that. I love WSA. I love the connections, and even sitting here today just shows the depth and breadth of the types of connections that you can make if you are part of WSA. So if you're not, what are you doing? Get on board.
We love that. And you know, it's just really nice to be a part of like-minded women who are supporting each other, because we don't have to be everything to everyone, right? So today we're going to talk about what lights you up and what impact each of you are making in the world, so you know our community knows more about how to connect with you. So Gloria, tell us what you're up to in the world.
Well, my real passion is helping small business owners and entrepreneurs to be able to leverage the power of the internet so that they can stop being the best kept secret in town. I love helping local businesses, and just to be able to use all the tools that are out there, from email to social media to Google Hangouts, and being able to use that to be able to promote their business so that they can get more clients. So that's what I love doing.
Awesome, and thank you. I'm right there with you. And Shelby, let's talk about what lights you up and what your impact you're making.
Oh, I adore teaching people and individuals how they're 100% responsible for the results that they get in every area of their life. A lot of us tend to want to blame the outside or look to something external for the reasons why we're maybe not achieving all that we're desiring. And so it's really a concept of if you believe it, you receive it, and you've got to kind of kick doubt out the door. And a lot of us kind of hold on to that doubt because it's the safety net of failure. And so I try to shake those cobwebs out and really get people thinking in a way that they'll get conscious of the story they're using that's keeping them from what they want. So all about waking up and getting out of your own way.
And then creating a story that does work, right?
Right. Choosing something that serves you rather than what your parents maybe told you or grandparents. A lot of us, all the beliefs that we have, they're usually handed down. And so it's really, we all update our technology and all of the things we had to do even to network with everybody here today. And yet when it comes to what we're believing and expecting, there's no upgrading that's typically happening. So that's where the trouble lies, and that's where I'm here to kind of get people awake.
So Gloria updates us on the software externally, and Shelby does it internally. And Marquesa, tell us what impact you are dedicated to making.
Yes. It takes me back. I live here in New York City. I am not a New Yorker, although I've been here 20+ years. And I remember thinking I wanted to be in television news, what brought me here. But then I segued a little bit later to being that professional speaker. And while on the road, I met so many entrepreneurs that said, Marquesa, I have something to say. I have a message, but I have no idea how to share it. And for some reason, there are folks out there that think all it takes is a speech. No, you need a system. You need to solve a problem. So I created the National Center for Speaker Training, created it back in 2006. And I have entrepreneurs all over the country. And I ask them, what is it? We go deep. What is your it? In other words, what's that core problem you solve? Who do you solve it for? And then we put it into a system. And it's so much fun, Laura. I go to their home. We put up the big paper, and we literally map out and create their signature system. So by the time they leave me, they're speakerpreneurs, and they're profitable speakerpreneurs. So that's what I put out into the world.
We love that, that you're empowering speakers in that way. Thank you. And Joe, tell us what you're up to in the world.
Well, first I want to acknowledge everyone else because, wow, that's awesome. And I think we're all sisters from another mother because the way this rolls out, right from just, Gloria, when you were talking in terms of what you're doing and getting it more, I see it more global in your situation. Shelby, you and I seriously have the same DNA.
Yeah.
I love what you say. Really what I do is I help women stand up. And when I talk about that, it's about creating sustainable transformations so that they can deliver their true potential. Because often they're this close. They're on the tipping point of doing what they're intended to do, but life got in the way, kidlets, parents, you name it, got in the way. And it's not that they are bad things, don't get me wrong, but what happens is we're doers for everyone else, and we end up standing in our stories rather than on them and stepping into what we're supposed to do. So that's why this is awesome. I mean, listening to all of you, I feel like I'm on fire already. So it's about helping them achieve what they are intended to do and find their way back to what their true purpose is, because we're not here to do time.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine getting in a room with the four of you, and you've got Shelby reworking the mind program, Joe, you're helping them get really clear internally to make that transformation, then you bring in Marquesa with the system and Gloria with the promotion online. I mean, power team, right?
Yeah, unstoppableness. Bottle right there.
Your power sisters.
I'll throw some social media help in there too. We'll coordinate it really magically. All right, I think we have a product going here. What do you think?
Exactly. Great service.
Yeah. So in the meantime, though, before we get, those viewers who really want to change their life in the room with us, tell us, give us a piece of advice. Like if they were in the room, and we have this little living room. They're in our living room here, and we want to give them some advice. And imagine, for those of you who are watching, that you're sitting in one of those chairs, and you've got the 4 women here to listen to. So, Gloria, why don't you tell us what piece of advice you would give?
Well, I tell you, I agree with what Joe was saying, too. I love listening to everybody, because a lot of the times, and especially I think what you were talking about, Joe, about these are the same things, struggles, I think, that a lot of small business owners I work with have the same kind of issues. And the one thing that I recommend to speakers, small business owners, is to start a blog, because a blog is the true hub of your social media marketing. And I was just actually on a webinar today learning about how to repurpose content, and it was just awesome, because that's what you can do when you've got a great piece of content about your business. Say you've written a blog article about how you solve your customers' problems, and then you can turn that into so many different things. You could turn it into a series of tweets for Twitter. You can turn it into a SlideShare presentation. As Marquesa was talking about speaking, you could maybe turn it into a presentation that you could speak on. And there's just so much that you can do with it. And the blog is great because it helps you with search engine optimization, helps people find you on Google, helps your website, it helps you build your brand, and just to be able to demonstrate your authority in your industry. So that's like the main thing that I always tell people. Start with that, and then you can do so much with it.
That's so cool. And before somebody thinks that they can't do this, they don't know, if we take a step back, and Shelby, I know you will help us take a step back into core. Once you get clear, I'm guessing that those blogs come flowing out. So what advice do you have for people to help them get clear?
Well, I have to say that people have to kind of give up the hope to win but expect to fail mentality, and we all have it throughout the day. It's like, oh, I really hope things go my way. I really hope that I achieve this goal. But in the back of their mind, they've got the plan B, and I call that the plan believe, because you believe plan B, you kind of hope for plan A. And so I really think people, one piece of advice would be to kind of notice where you do that, where you kind of give yourself that loophole out, and that's the repeating pattern that happens if you're really conscious again and again and again. So if you believe it, you will receive it. And so I always kind of tell people that if it hasn't showed up yet, there's part of you that still doubts more than you believe, and so it's time to kind of really flush out the I don't know and kind of really commit. I always say, once you make the decision, the how will appear, and so if the how hasn't shown up, then you really haven't made your decision. And so it's time to get cracking and get serious, because there's no one who will do it for you. It's kind of like exercise. You can't go to a gym and pay somebody saying, hey, go in there, do 100 sit-ups for me, do them really good. I want to feel them in my core. I want them to make my stomach flat. And even if you found somebody who was like, yeah, I'll take your money and I'll go do the sit-ups, you're not going to get the results, right? Like, it's truly up to you. I always tell people, if it's to be, it's up to me, and it always starts with what you're telling yourself. So you got to be your own best friend throughout the day, and get rid of the expectation of failure, like totally obliviate it. And I'm telling you, things will change in a big, big way. And now I'm going to go back to my blog and really do more with that, because Gloria has inspired me that I can repurpose a lot of content and use that to inspire people. So I'm excited about that too.
Awesome how we can inspire each other. And yeah, I love that, expect to win and get focused. And then Marquesa, tell us the advice you have for putting a system together.
Yes, well, first of all, what Gloria said is so true. You got to get it out there, and that's what that blog does for you. But Shelby, what I find when I work with clients, they can have the best system in the world, but if they don't believe in it, that's what it's. So the core is the belief. So I just want to say, Laura, you've put together all the people that contribute to this great mix of a business. Now, when it comes to that signature system, when folks come to you to solve their problem, advice, you'll get paid a little bit. A speech, you'll get paid here and there. But a system, you get paid over and over and over again. And it creates multiple streams of income. I love that my members are able to access my system online. They're able to access it through my National Center for Speaker Training. When I travel, or even locally here in New York City, and I do the 3-day live events, I'm able to share my signature system. Now, here is a good piece of, just a real clear piece of advice. Before you can create the system, you need to create the entry to the system. And the entry to the system is what I call the pink spoon. You know, you go to Baskin Robbins, you're thinking, do I want some Joker Mocha, or what do I want to eat? And they give you that pink spoon, right? And the pink spoon allows you to taste and see if you like it. Well, when folks come to your website, they need a taste of your expertise. So I just got off the phone with, a little bit before this with a client, and she has this great system, but I'm like, what's that pink spoon? What's that first little taste? And it needs to be worth hundreds of dollars, although you give it away for free. And what that does is it builds that like, know, and trust. And it gets people to trust you and work their way up to buying that high-price signature system. So start with the pink spoon. Put your best self out there. You can do it in any modality, whether it's video, audio, what have you, and make it worth something. And then people will trust you and say, sell me the system. And then the system, it just grows and evolves over time.
That's great. So we've got the system. Shelby's helped us make a decision, and we've got some blogging going on. Joe, put the cherry on top of that pink spoon.
Again, I like the last one commenting, because I get to hear everyone speaking and add in the flavor. But what's amazing is how you compiled all of us, because with our own uniqueness, we all complement each other so well. I would say, as someone who spent 35 years in hiding, I was a witness in a murder investigation. So I've had 19 names, I've moved 51 times, I've done all those things. So for me, the premise of everything is that your past does not define you. The stories, and this is where Shelby was talking earlier, the stories that we tell ourselves don't define. So whether, when I think about Gloria and I think about Marquesa, for example, just speaking in terms of the systems, which I think we all definitely need a system. But the importance, I totally agree, ladies. I agree with whole heart. But if you're not in the right space, which Shelby was talking about earlier too, you can't do that. And that's where what both of you do when I'm talking about Gloria and Marquesa right now. That's where where the expertise comes in. For myself, I think one of the critical components is you're going to, if you will, there's going to be times that things aren't going to hit. So let's just say, for myself, I believe that I need to fail fast and figure it out what I'm supposed to do. And after those 35 years of being in hiding and being where I am now, a frock is just a costume for anyone that's still curious what that means. To frock off is to live undisguised, is to live unveiled, but to step into what we're to do, and again, to stand on the story of our life rather than in that story, and take those gifts, because each of us is a rock star. Whoever's watching, whoever you are right now, you have your own unique, amazing story. When we do our live events, again, the premise, we bring in experts, the premise is to get to the heart of it is who you are. What's your goal in life? What's your true purpose? Because that is where the gold lies. When Marquesa is talking about speaking or the blog, oh my goodness, Gloria, I would kiss you right now. It's our first date. But why didn't I think of that? You're brilliant, okay? And like I said, Shelby, we are cut from this. Like, we have the same DNA. It's scary. So anyway, I'm going on, but here's the bottom line. I think if each of us figures out, which we have, all of us, figure out what we are to do, can you imagine how we can unleash? I mean, frick, we could change everything. So anyway, I'm so excited.
It's a beautiful transformation is alive and well and happening here. I love it. So thank you all for being amazing, you bringing out the best of you, doing that work that you already, so that you could give that away to other people, being that role model, being that inspiration. I'm certainly inspired, and I know that our viewers today are as well. And as always, it's just been another exquisite time to be together with you here on WSA-TV, Women's Speakers Association. You can see the magic happens. So please join us at joinwsa.tv, joinwsa.com if you haven't already and you want to learn more about joining. Again, that's joinwsa.com. And for more episodes of WSA-TV, of course, that's WSA-TV. So we'll see you next time. I'm going to say goodbye. Everybody say goodbye to everyone.
Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Let's all keep in touch.
Yes.
For sure.
For sure. All right. Until the next time. Bye for now.
Bye.